Okay, first trip down to Turtle Rock on Newman Lake. I think it's a McKenzie natural area. So just a cool rock, nice little view. Just kind of fighting against the weather today. I used to like to go on a hike on Tuesdays. And it turned out, rained when I got home, kind of a snow sleet thing. And then, went pretty nice, pretty blue skies, really pretty. You can see it's still snowing, rain/snowing up towards Mount Spokane, which is really that direction, but that's more towards Spirit Lake, if I was to say. Yeah, and maybe I'll stitch together a quick video. A little bit of snow on the trail, but I came in from the peninsula route, and nice little wipe down, there's no problems. A couple down trees, but nothing. Pulled one out of the way, and then one of them I'm probably going to chainsaw and clean up a little bit. So I think we've talked about this one before. This is the north end of Newman Lake. Yeah, pretty view at the blue sky, actually. So yeah, I'll take a couple pictures on the way back up, and we'll call it good. On the trail back. So I just left Turtle Rock. Dog's in a good mood. Quick note, I probably said it a couple times, but really say it's going fast, so it's kind of tough walking with her, but doing a pretty good job. And as I had mentioned, trails are pretty clear. Better in the bottom when it's open, the snow could drop. Layer of snow that's pretty deep here as opposed to what stayed on the tree limbs and melted over there. Left some pretty good snowy patches, but only a couple spots, and all of them I've been able to walk around. So you have the choice, you can walk through, as it were, the snow, or you can walk around it. Really pretty, ouch, through here, as a branch gets me in the face. One hand walking. So I'm gonna record. I think I brought this up. The trail, you can make a loop out of it coming down from the Peninsula Road. If you find the right spot, and I'll probably take a picture of it again as I'm walking by, our video as I'm walking by. Dog's looking at me like, what are we doing? I know, I'm going slow. But you can come down off the Peninsula Trail, come about halfway down. There's a spot where there's a Y, and the trail goes kind of steep up the side. That kind of meanders down to the other end of this meadow that we're kind of working around right now. And if I get to an open spot, I'll try to get a picture from Turtle Rock from this side. But oh, speaking of cleanup, here's one of the blowdowns from this winter. My dog's gonna have to put it in 4-wheel drive. She went through this before, so she'll probably be okay this time. This way, Coco. So a little bit of snow. Notice now that she's losing her sight, she just likes to follow my heels when it gets questionable like this. Yeah, come around the lake, come back to that main trail. This just meanders around this flat area. You can see the road, it used to be a road, continue on there, and that goes to where the other trail comes out. And they have the main trail marked this way with the hiking sign. So at this point, I'm gonna go up, straight up the hill, which will be taking me towards where I parked at the peninsula. But I'll probably video up to where that trail splits. I know I've showed it before, but we'll take a look at it in early spring with some snow on the ground. Mix it up a little bit. I'll say I typically see a deer when I come in from this side, because you're coming kind of off the mountain down into this valley. But nothing this time. But great trail. Good place for walking the dog. It's probably about one in the summertime when there's a lot of people or more people here. It's probably maybe 1 out of every 3 times I run into somebody. But like I said, if you take that side trail, it makes a pretty good loop. And most people don't take the side trail, so as you can see, I like to walk with my dog off leash, let her run around. I can say I'm out of shape. You can catch me breathing a little bit here. But yeah, you climb up. It doesn't seem like much of a climb in the picture, but a pretty good incline going up the hill here. We're just about to that spot where the other trail branches off for the loop, so I'll grab that with the camera. So it's marked, the main trail, if you can see that, is pointing this way to the right, and that will take you up and out of here, and that's the way I'm going to go out. But as I'm going to look to the left, you'll see, let me get over a little bit further. It's a trail that kind of snakes on up that way. Can't go wrong if you take any of the trails out here. They won't get you lost. They don't go very far, but this one goes up, follows the side of the hill and drops on the other side of that little bay, I'll call it, or meadow. My dog's trying to figure out which way we're going. We're going to the left. No, that's your right. Left. I tried to teach her English. Don't remember which side is left? Yeah. There you go. Good girl. You got it. So yeah, this just works its way back up. Nothing tricky. This is it's a little steeper, but even though it's a forested trail, it's a pretty smooth forested trail. And another thing I could say, there's pretty good dirt underneath, not a lot of rocks. So if you have weak ankles, pretty easy hike that way. And as I mentioned, it's pretty good gradient coming from the lake up to the peninsula parking spot. I'll go till this switches back onto itself. I'll break there and then I'll film just as we're kind of wrapping it up at the trailhead. Yeah, pretty little trail. Seems like I can get on top of this rock over here and get a good view down, so we'll give that a shot. I could say I do like the trail. My favorite kind of trails. It's all forested. So that's the way a trail should be. In the mountains, through the rocks, through the forest. So with that, not a lot of big open vistas, which is okay. And like I said, we're down below here. Now we're walking out to the edge of the rock. Looks like we'll get a peekaboo of the lake, but not much of a view. I don't know if you can see through the trees there, but that's the north end of Newman Lake. And when I videoed before, that Turtle Rock is probably really straight down below me here. And then I was pointing at the mountains that way when I was down on the water towards Mount Spokane, which would be that way. Ratzer Mountain's probably about, probably along that line there. Yeah, just forest. All right, let's get back to the trail. Oh, dog's like, hey, where you at? She's getting really good at checking for me. You seen where I'm at? Yes. She doesn't go too far now, which actually is kind of easier in some ways. All right, I'm gonna sign off and I'll wrap up this short video up by the trailhead. All right, so just up to the trailhead. My rig's just over the little ridge there, but opens up onto, I think it's Peninsula Road. I'll double check the name on that, but yeah, so just a nice trail walking through the forest. Easy, good little workout. How many times I'll clock it? It's probably about a quarter mile down, maybe 3/8 of a mile, half mile at the most down, and then a little shorter coming back up. Like I had mentioned, popping out on the paved road up here. And this is also a pretty drive just getting here. You start one end of Newman on the southern end, and you make your way to the northern end. Oh, there we go. Take that all back, about 0.9 miles. So that Bedrock Ridge Trail junction is right before you get to Turtle Rock. It's where the other trail comes in from the other trailhead. Like I'd mentioned, it's just a nice little trail through the forest. North Newman, or West Newman Lake Road is the one I'm on. Actually, I can see the sign here for a sec. I'll back up a second. I'll read the cross street. So maybe, like everything in life, a little further than I thought by steps. Yeah. Well, we can walk up to the main road. If you follow that way down, that's where you really start. West Newman Lake Road, there's a couple roads that take off of it. And then you hit this spot here. Hey, stay. The road's coming in. Then Peninsula is just the name of the road here. I'll try to do this just from the camera. So this is the normal trailhead. It's got light, it's got video surveillance, which is good. I'm gonna slow down a bit here. Good sized parking lot. They usually keep it in pretty good shape. So that cover has a map of the trails, and I'll just talk to it. If you go to the left straight down that way, that's just a road that goes right down into Turtle Rock. So you could drive a car down there if it was open. So it's nice, easy, plenty wide for 2 people to walk all the way down, all the way back, and pretty, let's see, as easy as hiking could be. None of these are hard. And then the other trail takes off that way, and that makes a loop. So this is the way I usually go, but I wasn't sure about the snow, so this is just a short trip up this time. But usually I go up that trail, kind of go over a couple hills, come down to Turtle Rock, meet where that sign was on the other end, and then down to Turtle Rock, and then come back up the road over here and make a loop out of it. Nice little walk. Like I said, don't cross too many people. Most people, I think, go the same route I do. They should make this actually a one-way trail, so people that are taking dogs off leash don't have to worry about crossing people. They're going to be going the same way, and you'd have the whole forest yourself, which is, I'm starting to like one-way trails a lot more as I think about the design of trails. Hey, my dog's out of the way. And then I'll take a picture of the sign coming in here in a sec, and we'll get on out of here. I got to mention a good-sized parking lot. Restroom, or porta potty. Business needs to be taken care of. I can hear me. I'm talking off to the side here, but I'll get a snapshot of the sign, which is right up here. So, I shouldn't get the bathroom as much as the sign, but you're getting with me. Mackenzie Conservation Area, Spokane County Parks. Okay, so I was on the west Newman Lake Road, which is pretty much in the mountains opposite the lake from me. We were going to be to where I'm going to get to with the camera here in a second. So this is looking north of the lake. Now this was looking across the lake to where I was just hiking, and I'm going to zoom in, see if I can point out Turtle Rock. Yeah, I think we're good there. Alright, so that building, I think it was granted with the land, and then just to the left of it there is Turtle Rock. So I was standing on that rock filming across the lake before when the sun was shining nice and clear. Let's see if I can't zoom in just a touch more. I'm standing up, so it's a little shaky, sorry about that. Alright, so opposite side. So I'm just about ready to get to East Newman Lake Road as I come around. And then it splits off, and you can go down by the houses that way. It's the other way out of here, or you can go kind of a shortcut straight across, which is a little faster driving. That's probably the way I'm going. And there is a cheater over to Hauser if you want to go that way as well. So, all right, Greater Spokane, good to hear and see from everybody. We'll see you next time. Some of those deer I was talking about. Good batch of deer hanging out here. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. I should stop and film since I'm on the road. I probably should have pulled over, but yeah, kind of fun. Lots of deer in this area. Pretty much you got the mountains as the backdrop, and then you have the lake and these meadows, so kind of prime deer harvesting as far as growing goes. All right, yeah, kind of fun. Springtime,